fast, aggressive, calculating, with a huge number of legs. A hunter who is always looking for bigger prey. Hello everyone, today we have a giant scolopendra on review. This is one of the most voracious predators in the world. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the new video. And we're already starting to drive. According to known facts, the largest scolopendra was discovered in Brazil. Her body length was 33 centimeters. The Latin name of this arthropod is Scolopendra gigantea. Belongs to the animal kingdom. But it is not an insect. This is an arthropod from the class of lipopods. It lives mainly in the tropics and subtropics. To be more precise, then, in South America, in Jamaica, on Puerto Rico, Trinidad, and other Caribbean islands. There are many unpleasant and exotic creatures living on planet Earth. One of them is a giant scolopendra. This arthropod is simply huge in size. But at the same time, he behaves quickly, stealthily, and aggressively. Is scolopendra dangerous for humans? What harm can it do? We will answer all these questions and tell you in detail about this unusual centipede. Appearance and dimensions. Most people agree that the giant scolopendra looks completely unattractive. Although more often it is not the appearance of this arthropod that scares, but its size. The color of the giant scolopendra is reddish-brown. Occasionally there are red, green, blue, and even purple specimens. The body length of this creeping creature reaches 25 to 30 centimeters. Moreover, it consists of 23 to 25 sections, each of which has a pair of fast and relatively long legs, about 2 to 2.5 centimeters, with dark claws. Its head looks like a flattened plate with eyes, 2 antennae, and venomous jaws, into which the front legs have been transformed in the course of evolution. The claws of the giant scolopendra are very tenacious, thanks to which it easily moves on any surface. The centipede has big legs growing from behind. They serve as a kind of anchor and help to move through burrows, crevices, earthen passages, and other bottlenecks. To study the appearance of this creature in more detail, you can view the photos below. Fortunately, the giant scolopendra does not occur in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Lifestyle and reproduction. The arthropod prefers to behave covertly. During the day, it hides in the cracks of rocks, under rocks, trees, and other similar places where it is not so hot. So, the scolopendra hides from its enemies, various mammals and birds that are not averse to hunting it. At night, the centipede comes out of hiding in search of various invertebrates, which are its main food. Surprisingly, the huge scolopendra has poor eyesight. More precisely, it distinguishes only light and darkness. Because of this, she behaves aggressively in any incomprehensible situation. For example, meeting a person or an animal, she prefers to attack, suspecting danger. The giant scolopendra is able to develop decent speed when hunting, and the agility and mobility of its body allows it to attack even small and nimble birds. Scolopendras are individualists and live alone. They rarely conflict with each other. Having met, two individuals usually peacefully disperse. The sexually mature age of the scolopendra reaches 2 to 3 years of life. In this case, the female can mate several times during 1 year. By the way, this unpleasant animal is considered a caring mother. The scolopendra guards the eggs and the offspring that have appeared, wrapping their legs around them. It can thus cover the entire masonry, in which there are up to 100 millipedes. The female furiously attacks anyone who approaches the shelter and her children. The giant scolopendra at the same time not only protects the eggs, but also cleans them, applies special substances to them so that they do not become covered with mold or dirt, and also do not dry out. Small white scolopendras are born. They have soft bodies a couple of centimeters long. They don't live with their mother for long. After a few days, they go to look for food on their own. The plates on the carapace of millipedes gradually darken, but their color changes until they reach maturity. It is believed that the ancestor of Scolopendra gigantea is the prehistoric Scolopendra arthropod. The length of her body could reach 2.5 meters. There was such an ancient and huge millipede about 300 to 340 million years ago. The diet of huge millipedes mainly contains invertebrates, larvae, earthworms, beetles, etc. At the same time, the scolopendra can hunt anyone who does not exceed its size. For example, a snake, birds, rodents, frogs, lizards, etc. Roughly speaking, giant scolopendras can eat anyone they can handle. Even bats sometimes become their food. How does the centipede manage to catch them? It's quite simple. It climbs up the vaults of the cave, finds a sleeping bat, and then bites into the victim with its front poisonous claws, killing it. Due to the peculiarities of digestion, her primitive device, and a small mouth, she eats slowly. Periodically pauses. If the production is large, then the process of its absorption may take several hours. The giant scolopendra lives long enough. Most individuals die at the age of 5 to 7 years, at least in captivity. In natural conditions, the average life expectancy of this invertebrate is about 2 years. Danger to humans. A meeting with a giant scolopendra can lead to unpleasant consequences. We see this in the example of Kata Peterson. Especially, you should try to avoid its bite, in which the centipede secretes a strong poison that can cause a person numbness, temporary paralysis of the limbs, pain. According to pain sensations, the bite of a giant scolopendra is comparable to the bite of 24 bees. Tumor, chills, heat, weakness, and so on. The venom of the giant scolopendra is fatal only for small animals. For a person, this is a powerful toxin that can worsen his well-being and cause a number of unpleasant reactions that can persist for several days. However, if such a millipede bites a small child or an allergic person, then there is a high risk of quincke's edema, and with it a fatal outcome. Naturally, it is not necessary to take a giant scolopendra in your hands. Her claws on each pair of legs contain poison. Once on the skin, it can cause a kind of burn marks, redness, irritation, and blisters. This is the end of our issue. Subscribe to the channel, put likes, and we, in turn, promise to do the best for you. See you in the next video.